Yo, what up? What's poppin'? Back at it again with another video for y'all. Just want to chat with y'all, spread some truth with y'all, some knowledge, and like some motivation. And this is something that's involving sports, professional athletes especially. What I want to discuss with y'all about is professional athletes, the NBA players, NFL players, MLB players, NHL players, all professional athletes. I know some of y'all, because just like in my video that I did before, are professional athletes role models to kids, because I know that there's some people out there that feel that pro athletes are not really role model to kids because of some of the stuff that they do when they're off the field. What I'm here to let you know, what I'm here to explain to you is that when it comes down to professional athletes, NBA players, NFL players, when they get all the money, when they get all the fame, when they become rich, when they become famous, they be having all the women come after them, this and that. When they get drafted to the NBA, when they get drafted to the NFL, all the money and fame just comes right in their face. The women just be right in their face. And sometimes, it's like with all the money and the fame, they get carried away. There has been some NFL players that have actually like done some stuff to the point where it pretty much like cost them their career, because just like Michael Vick, he had got in trouble for dog fighting. One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, he had got in trouble for dog fighting. And then it's like when he came back to the NFL, it seems like when Michael Vick came back to the NFL, it seems like his career just wasn't really the same. He became like cause like him and Donovan McNabb would switch out with the Eagles, but when he came back to the pros, when he came back to the NFL, it pretty much his career just wasn't really the same like it was when he played quarterback for the Falcons. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, nobody is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But it's just when you have all this money and fame thrown at you, sometimes you just get carried away in a lot of stuff. There's also been some professional athletes that have used the drugs before, that have been in trouble for drugs. Because it's like in the NFL, like I believe like in the NFL, I believe CTE is still a big issue in the NFL. Because it's like there was NFL players getting CTE like after another. Mike Webster, Andre Waters, Terry Long, Junior Seau, Aaron Hernandez. And you see Aaron Hernandez, like he played for the Patriots and he got, like he was in prison, like diagnosed with CTE. See, it's just with these professional athletes, it's like all this money and fame gets to them because they're not really like used to having a lot, and some of these guys are not really used to having all the women around them. And I also know that some of y'all probably don't even feel that professional athletes are role models to kids. Now, my days of playing football, because like I said, before I wanted to do music, before I wanted to do YouTube, I had wanted to be a professional football player, but you see, I ended up not really enjoying it the way I thought I would. I ended up not having a passion for it. See, what my passion is music and YouTube. I love to write music, and I love doing these motivational videos, and I love giving y'all the knowledge, giving y'all the truth. And that's another thing too about sports, about professional athletes. Like professional athletes, they deal with depression too. There's times where they deal with having like a lot of pressure on them. They deal with the media, the fans. They got to do the press conference, and they be asking them all types of questions, and sometimes they may get emotional. Because I remember there was this one press conference. I think it was when the Bears had played against the Cardinals. This is like way back. It was a Monday night football game, and I think the Cardinals lost by 1 point, 24-23. I don't really remember, but I do know that one of the coaches like had got emotional saying, we thought who we thought they were. See, I mean, when you doing these press conferences, sometimes, the questions that they be asking, that the media be asking, sometimes, it can get out of line and cause you to, get emotional. See, there is a lot of pressure on professional athletes, and you see it's like with the NFL with the issues with CTE. What I mean? I think the NFL is doing stuff every single year to try to make the game of football more safer, but football is a contact sport. Football is a contact sport. It's one of the most dangerous sports ever to play here in America. And you see with football, with the bigger guys, there ain't really but so much that they can really do. What I mean? There ain't but really so much that they can really do. I mean, at the end of the day, football is a contact sport. It's one of the most dangerous sports to play in America. I mean, in football, you wear helmets, you wear shoulder pads, you wear knee pads, thigh pads, and you have your chin straps. But that's another thing, too. In the NFL and the pros, even in college football, a lot of these guys don't even be strapping their helmets all the way up. That's why their helmets pop off. Because I remember it happened one time to Eli Manning. Eli Manning, he had got hit and his helmet had popped off and it busted his forehead wide open because he didn't have his chin strap strapped all the way up. See, and you see NFL players, they do need to get better with that, and college players too. So yeah, I mean, it's just there's just a lot of stuff, when it comes down to being a professional athlete. What I mean? And then it's like, like as a professional athlete, when you have all the money, when you have all the fame, the glamorous, like when it comes down to you getting released from a team, it's like no other team wants to pick you back up. And it's like, it almost seems like your career is over. What I mean? See, but I just wanted to do this video because, I know that, there's some of y'all parents out there that have kids that want to be a professional athlete, and also know that there's some of you teenagers that want to be a professional athlete too. But when you a professional athlete, there is a lot of stuff that goes with it. This is one of the reasons why some professional athletes do what they do. I mean, nobody's perfect, but it's just when all that money and all the fame and all the women be coming after you, the paparazzi, you do these press conferences, and then you got to deal with the fans. Like when it comes down to you making a certain mistake, you got to deal with the fans saying all types of stuff that's gonna piss you off. And you see, like as an athlete, as a pro athlete, especially if you get pissed off by a fan and you say something or do something like you punch them, you can get fined. So yeah, yeah, professional athletes, money and fame, when all that stuff comes to them, some of these guys just don't really know how to handle it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell on my channel, comment, share. Love y'all.